Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle. I'm finally back in the States. Today we're gonna do a little Eurovision check-in. I don't have Russia's song, but we're gonna go through each song. At least we're gonna try to. Hey Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle.
From Washington, D.C.
Music can be feeling and fireworks.
I got a new video.
What do you think? Talk to me in the comments below. You know it. I made it. Hey, thanks. Hey Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle. I'm ready to go. Eurovision fam, are you ready for the show?
I got a new video.
No, I really am going to go through each song, so I don't want to make this video too long, but before we get into this, I just want to kick off and just say thank you. I do this in my live streams and I don't feel like I do it enough in these videos, so before we get into this, I just want to say thanks to everyone who has liked, everyone who has subscribed. I started this channel 5 years ago and decided to dedicate it to the Eurovision Song Contest because I loved it, because I've been writing about it, and I really felt like, oh, I've been working at all these sites and writing about it, but I didn't really get to have that feeling of connection to the community that I wanted. And as you all know, I am an American, so it's not like I can just talk to a lot of my friends about the song contest. They don't follow it, they don't know what it is, and they get really confused, and then they're like, what is this thing? So I'm so happy that I have found you and that you have found me, and I hope that you really do like, I hope that you subscribe, I hope you follow me on social media because I love talking to y'all about the Eurovision Song Contest and I want to keep doing that. So in order to keep doing that, you really have to like, you really have to subscribe. Tell a friend, make them follow me too. They might thank you or they might be upset with you. I apologize in advance, but let's get into this video. Eurovision 2020 is an interesting year for me. I don't feel like it's a weak year, and I hear a lot of people talking about it being a weak year. I do think that we have some really strong songs that are kind of in direct competition with each other, which I sort of love and hate because and I'll tell you, I love it because it's kind of okay, who's the best out of this one? Who can we kind of give the edge to? I also hate it because with some of these songs, it's okay, yeah, this bunch might be sort of similar, but I kind of like all of them. So this is just a year that I think actual, a full ranking of the contest, in my opinion, just kind of isn't possible because I feel like there's a ton of songs that are kind of on the same level. But with that said, even though I don't necessarily think that this is a weak year, I do think that there is a surprising amount of safe songs and safe entries this year. And I guess it's not really that surprising because I think a lot of the out-of-the-box interesting entries that we had last year were penalized, unfortunately. So I guess I'm not really surprised that for some countries they're look, we want to qualify, we want to be in the final, but unfortunately, I think they've ended up, most of them at least, have kind of shot themselves in the foot by doing that because now they're just sort of in this sea of which one of these safe songs will emerge because all of them can't. So I don't want this video to be super long, but we're gonna try and get into it. I'm gonna try and go through each entry. If I haven't given that much love to an entry in this video, don't forget I will be ranking by region. I do that every year. So I'll be ranking the Nordic countries. I'll be ranking our Baltic states. So in those videos, I'll be able to get into it a little bit more. Let's start this marathon video right now. We're kicking it off with Malta. You know, I had high expectations for Malta, and I do feel like my high expectations were met. We know Destiny is an amazing vocalist. We know that Malta actually is pretty good when it comes to staging for the most part. They want to invest in this. I don't think Malta has anything to worry about when it comes to qualifying this year. I will say the one critique was, when I first heard the song, I was kind of waiting to get that winner potential vibe, little itch that I get sometimes. Honestly, I didn't get that with this song. I think it's great. I think it's, again, going to be executed really well on stage, but I just didn't get that winner itch that I sometimes get with some entries and that I have with some other entries. So maybe this is one of those things where it'll all kind of unfold on stage and then you have that moment of oh no, this could win. But right now, I'm a fan. I love it. I do think it is probably in my top 10, even though I'm not really ranking. but it probably will be able to find a way very high up in my most listened to tracks. So thank you, Malta. Serbia. Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. If y'all saw my reaction, I was like, this is a lot. This is just a lot going on. I have yet to see a live performance of them where they don't sound like 3 solo vocalists all singing at the same time. And that's an issue, because this is a group, and I love a girl group moment. I really, really do. And I need it to be a girl group as opposed to 3 pretty women who could sing that just happen to be on the same stage at the same time. There's something about the package that's beginning to feel a little messy in every single live performance that I have seen. Now, could they turn this around come the Netherlands? Yes. Am I hopeful that they could turn this around? Yes. Do I think the package that we have is something that we can work with? Absolutely. But if they want to finish high, we've got to clean a lot of these like loose ends up. San Marino, okay. Okay, I like reacted to this song. It was like this morning for me. This song is a lot, okay? I don't understand why San Marino is going for this like disco vibe thing now, and like that's like their go-to. I will say one positive thing. I love the styling in the video and the colors, because that leads me to believe that like on stage, we will get something visually impactful. My issue with this is like ultimately it has no business being in the final this year. Period, point blank. And real talk, quiet as it's kept, San Marino had no business being in the final last year. Y'all already know that. So this year they don't have any business being in the final again. But I will say I do like that part of the song. Like freaky freak. I like that moment in the song, and they do that enough to where I'm like, I might not skip it. You know what I mean? Like it's a song that I might not skip. But again, it has no business being in the final, so I won't keep talking about it because it has no business being in the final this year. Iceland, look, winner potential. Winner potential, not just because of the buzz, because of the kitsch, because of the je ne sais quoi, because of the backstory, because of a lot of different things. Iceland has not won Eurovision before, and they're giving us a quality track that will qualify. It will be in the final, and the package is good. Iceland's song is just good. The entry is not safe. The vocal will be executed well on stage. We already have the staging. It's going to be fine. It's quirky. It's going to stand out. I will say it's probably not my personal winner this year, but I would not be upset with this winning. I will say though, as much as I do feel like it has winner potential, I could legitimately see this not winning. Like legitimately see it not winning. I could see it finishing very high, but I could see like, I don't know if it'll be juries, I don't know if it's the televote, but I could just see it kind of like ending up falling a bit short, like totally. But I do think it does kind of belong in the final, and I do think it deserves to be in the top 10. And if you have this song in your top 10 or your top 5 or your top 3, I don't think that you're crazy for putting it there. Okay. Finland, okay. This just isn't the year for this track. And I talked about a lot of entries feeling kind of safe and safe in the same bucket, and this is really one of them. I love the staging. I think it'll be executed well on stage, but ultimately I am concerned that this will not qualify, not just because of the song itself, but also because even when Finland gives y'all quality, y'all still play them to the left anyway. So how can this song that is pretty safe, that could end up becoming slightly forgettable in the bunch that we have this year, qualify? I have questions. Now, I will say, it's not a skip for me. I actually really like this song. I think it's a good song, and again, I really do think it'll be executed well on stage, but there is far too much direct competition for this song this year, and ultimately, I do just feel like this is just not the year for this particular song, ultimately. Sweden, the Mamas. I'm not gonna lie, this song could win. I really do think this song actually could win Eurovision. There's something about it that is just so inoffensive and likable. Each of the Mamas is charismatic. There's something magnetic about it. I think the song, it stays with you without feeling you know, annoying to a certain extent. Like, I don't feel like this is an earworm that I'm like, get it out of my head. It's just like, oh, you know, yeah, it just is something about it that feels really warm. And I'm happy that Sweden ultimately did send this. I do think that this was probably their best chance of finishing high, mostly just because there is really nothing like this song. And some people want to kind of compare it to Destiny, and I understand that comparison, but now that we have Malta's song, it is different. I really do think what the mamas are giving us, it's different, it's endearing, it's just something really likable about it. And that's where we're at. Cyprus, it's modern, it's bold, we're changing directions from the pop divas, and I like it. I think this song is really good, and I do think it will end up in the final. Sandro is going to execute this well on stage, and Cyprus knows how to stage. So I just don't have a lot of questions about ultimately what the package is for this, but I think Cyprus has put themselves in a nice position where I don't know if this is going to be like finishing top 10, but I do feel like this will find its way in the final, and I do believe that it deserves to be there. Slovenia. This song does really give me like a Disney vibe. It does sound like the opening of some type of like Disney movie. Ultimately, I think as much as I like the vocal, because y'all know I love a thick, rich vocal, okay? Y'all know I love it. Ultimately, I think that this song becomes safe in the bunch. When I was listening to all the songs together, this one just ultimately felt like safe. And it did end up fading kind of in the pack of songs, and it didn't really stand out. And it's crazy because with all of the things that Slovenia has kind of been giving us lately for Eurovision, this does seem like an odd shift for them as a country. And ultimately, I think in this year's competition, the song does sound slightly dated. But more than dated, I think it just becomes safe and becomes kind of lost in the mix and shuffle of the rest of the entries that we have this year. Bulgaria, winner potential, winner potential. Bulgaria is doing it. Bulgaria is doing it. And, you know, I don't want to jinx them or anything like that. And I will say, yes, this song is slightly like a lost track for Billie Eilish. It does feel that I think a lot of young girls are influenced by her. But to be honest, if this is the artist you want to be influenced by, I'm cool with that. Because at least this current, at least she is fully clothed and slightly age appropriate. So I'm not that mad at it. And this is just really, really good. This is one of my most listened to tracks already, and the song basically just dropped. Let me just say that again. This is one of my most listened to tracks, and the song just dropped. Okay, this is great. I have always been somewhat of a Bulgaria fan. I missed them last year, and they came back this year with quality. I just don't think that that's debatable. It could be not your taste, but this is a quality entry. It is so good. If this won Eurovision this year, I would not be upset. Oh, I really like this song. And I have had like a nice cry over it behind closed doors. It's just really speaking to me. A lot of what the song is talking about, it's just speaking to me. It's my vibe. Bulgaria, thank you. Ireland. This just ends up being like safe and low-key forgettable. It's not going to qualify, unfortunately. Is it a bad song? No. Do I think it'll be delivered poorly on stage? No. Is it gonna qualify? No. It just won't. And that's no shade. This is the Eurovision Song Contest, and you have semis to go through. This song is just not gonna make it through the semi. It's just not. But I don't think that it's a bad song. And I don't think it's poorly executed. And again, I actually think on stage they will execute this well. I actually do. But again, is it enough to make this song move on? No. I just don't think it will be enough. Austria. Okay. Okay, so is Austria's song bad? No. Is it derivative? Highly. This is like watered down New Jack Swing Bruno Mars wannabe. But guess what? Bruno writes his own music, so he didn't need to get y'all's track. And so you gave it to this artist to execute. And like, honestly, like, I just I just really don't want Europe to fall for it. I just really, really don't want y'all to fall for this. Like, we've got some better songs. We've got some quality entries. We've got some ethnic, unique entries. And I just don't want one of those songs to not make it through because this derivative New Jack Swing knockoff made it through. Real talk. I mean, if you like listening to it, cool. Like, I can understand that, but like, in the context of this being a competition, this song should not be taking the space of somebody else who deserves to be there. And that's just how I feel about that. Israel, one of my most listened to tracks, and it basically just dropped. I love Israel's entry. I love everything that they're doing with it. It is ethnic, it is fun, it will be executed well on the stage. I am so happy and proud of Israel, period. Low-key, this song has winter vibes, but I don't think we'll be going back to Israel this soon. Like, I just don't. But if it won, I would not be upset. I would not be upset about it because this is really, really good. This is really, really good. And I'm actually get back to this track later because another country decided to revamp their song, and I don't know why they didn't talk to the team who did this track because Israel is just doing it. The Netherlands, thoughtful, quality. It is really, really good. It is really, really good. What the Netherlands is doing is really, really good. It won't win, and low-key, it shouldn't win. I think we've got some other entries from countries who have not hosted before that I think are slightly more deserving of the slot this soon. But this needs to get some points. This needs to get a couple of points because it's just really, really good. Thank you, the Netherlands. Switzerland, winner potential. Winner potential. I will say, even though I'm not ranking, I will tell you right now, Switzerland is my number one right now. I'm not ranking, but I can tell you right now, Switzerland is my number one. This, one of my most listened to tracks, and it just dropped. This is so good. It is so good. The song is like about questioning life. I connect with this song on so many different levels. I believe that this will be executed so well on stage. This song is so good. And I have no other words other than like Switzerland, winner, potential. I filmed this whole video, started editing it so y'all could have it, and then didn't even talk about the Czech Republic. All right, let's get into it. Y'all know I've been loving this song. I did not want to revamp. Let me just say that again. I did not want to revamp, but we got one. Look, I still think that this song is really unique. I still think that it'll stand out. I do actually still think it has the potential to qualify because, again, a lot of y'all really wanted this revamp, so maybe this is the revamp that y'all were looking for. Maybe this was the buzz that you were looking for. Maybe this was the sound that you needed to get this song across the finish line. So I kind of hope that it is because I really do just, as a base rate, I really liked this song. I just want to say again, I didn't want to revamp. I really, really did not want to revamp. I don't know if we should have listened to folks who were requesting a revamp, to be blunt. But I will say I do wish with the revamp, I almost wish that they could have like talked to the creative team that did Israel's entry this year, because that would be a remix that I would really, really want to hear. I mean, like, K-Mama gets some like Ethiopian, Israeli, Middle Eastern vibes. I would be into that track, okay? Latvia. This is crazy. I don't skip this song. I low-key love this song. It's one of the tracks that I have on my like Eurovision selects from 2020, so I don't listen to the full playlist. all the time. Like sometimes I'll listen to the full playlist just so I can talk to you and actually know what I'm talking about. But when I'm like, oh, I just want like something that I'm listening to and I don't want to have to worry about skipping songs, this song I don't skip. It's on my Eurovision 2020 selects. And this is just good. It's crazy. It's out of the box. But the thing is, there's levels. It's not just like hitting me over a head. Hurricane. Like Serbia's is just like full impact, nonstop, start to finish. This one, it has levels. So even in the crazy moments, I can appreciate the crazy moments because then they bring me down. You know, so it's not just like go, 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 go. And I really, really appreciate that. I will also say that I appreciate Latvia because I don't feel like they're taking themselves so seriously. It's not like they're like, oh, we've created this song and it's blah, blah, blah. It's like, look, our song is wild. It's crazy. But like, we're going to bring the party. It's gonna be dope and people are gonna love it. And I'm like, okay, I'm buying what you're selling. I'm loving it. I love the fact that it's crazy. I love the fact that it's not safe. I don't know if this is a surefire to qualify, but I really do get like Volney like vibes from it. And I think that this deserves a place in the final. Real talk, I really, really do think that this actually deserves a place in the final. Okay, I said that I didn't want this video to be like super long, but I guess this is just about to be long. And you guys are always giving me messages like, what do you think of this song? What do you think of this song? So I'm really trying to cover everything. So please bear with me. Thank you. Georgia. I just want to say this should low-key qualify. Like Georgia should like low-key be in the final. I don't know if it'll make it there, but like I wouldn't mind it there at all. I wish the lyrics weren't so repetitive. And like I understand people are like, no, it does have like a deep meaning. And I get it. But again, I'm kind of like, if you have more to say, like, can we say it? Because just the repetitiveness of the lyrics, it just makes it seem a little bit simple. So if I'm a juror, I'm probably not gonna rank you as high as like a Switzerland. I'm probably not gonna rank you as high as like the Netherlands. You know, like some of these songs that do have like these deep meanings, but I think are kind of explaining themselves maybe a little bit more, like in more detail slightly. But again, I really do like Georgia's entry, and I see a place for this in the final. I really do. Germany. It's the best of the big five. I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to take a lot of time talking about it, but it's quality. It's good. If Germany won with this, I would not be upset. I really wouldn't be upset. I think that this is a quality song, and I'm just happy to see Germany like giving it to us. Belarus. I've talked about this in my other video. It's like, and someone commented, they were like, it's Major Lazer vibes. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, you are absolutely correct. I love Belarus this year. I love it. I listen to it all the time. I love the beat, but I will say this. She needs to clean up her live vocal because she is not doing that in-depth enough of choreography to not be hitting her notes perfectly. And I mean perfectly. Like, you're not doing enough to be flat. You're not doing enough to be pitchy. Like, you're just not. So when you deliver this live, you need to give it to a studio track style. Period. Like, literally, no excuses, boo. No excuses. But real talk, I do think Belarus could surprise us and qualify with the right staging, because there is something about this song that does feel like really fresh, and like I'm into it. Lithuania, winner potential. I've talked about it before. I have a whole last video where I'm talking about it, so you can watch that. Winner potential. My opinion has not changed. It's one of my most listened to tracks this year. It's great. Croatia. The thing about Croatia is I kind of get like Serbia 2019 vibes. And let's not forget Serbia 2019 qualified. I think that the song is well executed. I think it is sung well, but to be honest, those are all a given. You are a singer. I expect you to deliver the song flawlessly. Like, that is your job. So I can't really give you extra points for that. Ultimately, I just feel like this song kind of becomes safe. But again, I get Serbia 2019 vibes. So I could see this in the final, honestly. I don't think it's bad. We definitely need more staging than what's happening right now. He cannot just be standing in one place singing this song. Not in this year's competition. Not in this year's competition. He has far too much direct competition from other male vocalists who are kind of doing the same thing that he's doing, even though he is doing it well. Ultimately, is it really competitive enough this year to like qualify? It's a question mark. Estonia. Estonia, I don't think is qualifying. I just don't. I think it's safe. I think Uku looks good. I think Uku sounds good. I think the staging is cool, and I think maybe some people were mesmerized by the staging, but quiet as it's kept, Finland's staging was better. Finland's staging is better than Estonia's staging. I'm just not seeing it for Estonia this year. I mean, if they can't qualify with Verona, I don't see how they qualify with this one. Real talk. France. Safe, 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 safe. Safe, 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 safe. Safe, 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 safe. I think France can have fun losing to Switzerland this year. I mean, I don't have any other words for France. Any additional words that I haven't already said. Is the song bad? No. Is the song safe? Yes. Does the song deserve to be the lowest out of all of the big five? Absolutely. The United Kingdom. It's good. It's current. I really like this entry. I don't feel like this is like in my top 10, but it is on my Eurovision Selects playlist. I really like it. I really like the UK, and I hope that they stage this well. I am confident that they will stage this well. I'm not that sure, but I am confident that they will actually stage this entry well, and I hope to see it. Poland. Quiet as it's kept, Poland is low-key kind of serving this year with the song. And as long as it's vocally executed well, I don't see how this doesn't like make it through. When I listen to the full playlist of like all the Eurovision entries this year, this one stands out and I don't forget it. And that's crazy because it's not like we've seen like staging yet. So the fact that it stands out is already a really good sign. So yeah, I'm curious to see how Poland puts this together on the stage in the Netherlands. But I think that this could surprise a lot of folks and qualify as long as that vocal is good and as long as the staging truly is as impactful as the studio cut for the song is. Okay, so we gotta talk about Italy. So I just have to say for the record, I was taking notes by looking at the Eurovision Song Contest Eurovision 2020 playlist, and it doesn't have all the songs, like even some of the songs that we actually have. But Italy is tricky because we haven't gotten the 3-minute cut down. But I will say this, I think a lot of you really, really love Italy's song. I think some of you think that I'm underrating Italy. It's not that I am underrating it, I'm just not into it like y'all are. That's really all that it is. I think it is good, but I do feel like we have a ton of men singing these songs that all kind of end up in this chorus together. And I question whether Italy's is really the best of it. And honestly, Italy's is on the better side of it. Like, let's be real, because there's a ton of like really safe entries that are just not it. So I do think Italy is in like a better position than a lot of songs. But do I think this is the follow-up to Soldi? And by the follow-up, I mean like Soldi came second place. Do I think that Italy could win this year? I don't. Do I think that Italy will finish top 5? I actually don't with the songs that we have this year. I just don't see it. Do I think that this is a good song? Duh. I mean, Italy doesn't do anything but give us quality. I just don't think that that's something that they do. But I don't feel like I'm getting like winner vibes from it. But again, I don't necessarily think that anything's wrong with the song. But we do have to see what will happen with that 3-minute revamp. Ukraine, it's bold, it's risky, it's good, it's ethnic. It really might not qualify, but it should. Spain. Spain is low-key safe this year. It's really kind of a safe entry this year. I'm kind of comparing the song a little bit to Cyprus. I don't know why, but like I'm giving the edge to Cyprus. I think Cyprus sonically is a little bit better, a little bit stronger, a little bit more impactful. But I will say Blas has the strongest styling out of any of the contestants this year. The styling on Blas is great. I honestly think that this will be executed really well. I really do. I think Spain will execute this well, but I'm not expecting this to be in the top 10 or top 15 this year. I'm not expecting that. Belgium. You know, it's like when listening to the whole entire playlist, I don't know if this is gonna qualify. Like, we can't forget that Belgium, when it comes to staging, like, they kind of suck. Like, I cannot remember the last staging package that Belgium gave us that I liked. I didn't hate Laura Tesoro's staging, but I didn't like the song, so yeah, I mean, if Belgium can get it together and actually give us some decent staging, I will have more hope. But given the staging packages of the past 3 years, I don't have hope. You know, and then it's sort of like funky because the vibe of the song is very scenic, and I mean, scenic didn't qualify, so Norway, that vocal deserves to be in the final. It really does. It really does. I don't know if it'll make it there. I'm pretty sure it's gonna make it there. But that vocal deserves to be in the final. I don't even know if I should say anything else because I have a whole last reaction to it and I still feel the same. Australia, one of my most listened to songs this year. I still really like it. I still really like it and I haven't stopped liking it. So that's where I'm at on Australia. Albania. I'm not a fan of this revamp. I actually was kind of holding out for this revamp to really get into the song, and man, I'm just not really into it right now, and I do kind of feel like I don't know if this is gonna qualify. I just don't know. I don't know if this is actually gonna be able to make it through this year. I don't know. I just don't know if it's enough this year, and that's my moment of pause with Albania. Is like, is this enough? Armenia, you know, it's probably a no right now. I appreciate them taking a risk. I really, really do. But they've been struggling to qualify anyway. And I think we've got some pop sassy bangers this year that are kind of doing it better ultimately. So I was kind of hopeful that this song would kind of get it together in the revamp. And ultimately, I just don't think that it's going to be enough to get them into a position where it's like, ooh, this is kind of competitive. Like, we might see if it'll qualify. Like, I'm pretty confident in saying, as of now, like, it ain't qualifying. Will she be able to deliver this vocally competently? Because we've yet to see it. You know what I mean? We've yet to see it. So there's just too many questions as of now with Armenia. So I'm just left, like, unconfident overall about the entry. Azerbaijan. I'm not gonna lie, I think that Azerbaijan actually could qualify. But there's something about this song that I just find so extra for no reason. Like, I'm just like, oh wow, you're doing a lot. But like, maybe too much. We could maybe turn it down, like a little bit. I love the fact that the song is ethnic. I do think the staging is gonna be dope. But ultimately, this song for me is just really not my taste, so I don't really see myself listening to this track. Again, I do think that this could qualify, so I don't think it's bad, and I do think that it is a competitive entry, but it is just really not my taste, and I think Azerbaijan has to be careful that they toe the line of being bold and impactful and risky without it coming off as like messy, too much, and extra as fuck, okay? Romania. I like the revamp. They gave us a moment. I'm happy. I'm happy. We needed a moment in the song. I think Romania is still in a position where they can qualify. I really, really do. You know, when I reacted to all of the songs in the national selection, I was kind of feeling like Romania had winner vibes and like winner potential. I don't really feel that way now. Like, I don't really get the winner vibes. And I mean, look, we have to compare it directly to Victoria's to a certain extent because they are kind of playing in that same demographic. And I think, you know, are both sort of Billie Eilish inspired tracks. Bulgaria's is better, if you ask me. I do think Bulgaria's is better. I think Bulgaria is doing this better. I think Victoria is the stronger vocalist ultimately as well. So I think that also makes it easier for me to kind of feel like, oh yeah, like I think Bulgaria is doing it like better. Because yeah, I do think Victoria is the stronger vocalist. This is not bad though. I do think Romania still deserves to qualify ultimately because I do think it's a quality song, but I'm not getting the winner vibes that I was getting from it originally. Greece is well produced. It's cute. I did a reaction video, so y'all can get into that. Portugal. They're serving quality. They are. They really, really are. This song is quality. It's not going to qualify, though. It's just not. It's not really competitive for this year's competition. I do feel like it'll ultimately become forgettable and thus it won't qualify, but it's not bad. It definitely isn't bad. And I don't really feel like it's safe. You know, we've got a lot of safe songs this year, and I don't think what Portugal is doing is safe. I am so sorry that this is so long. I'm gonna wrap up soon. Moldova. It's weird. I get like an oddly safe vibe from this song, like even though it's not really safe, but there's something about it that does feel safe, and maybe it's because it feels kind of familiar, but maybe familiar in not the most positive way, like maybe familiar in a more dated fashion. I think that this will be executed well, holistically, vocally, stage-wise. Right now, with the songs that we have, I don't want this in my final. Like, I just personally don't. Do I think it could end up there? Yes. But do I want it there? Absolutely not. North Macedonia. Man, this is not gonna qualify. It's just not. And there is something about it that feels safe, like with the guys. I think there's a lot of like male entries. Not a lot of the female singers I think are really giving safe entries, but a lot of the dudes are kind of just in this middling category, and the song just seems a little middling for me. The production of the song feels dated, and I do think it ultimately just becomes like forgettable. I hate saying that. Oh, well, those are my thoughts. What do you think? It was so much. Thank you for bearing with me. Talk to me in the comments below. Do you agree with what I had to say? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you disagree with what I had to say? That is okay too. Talk to me in the comments below. This is a conversation, and you know it. I am so excited for Eurovision 2020. Oh, this year is going to be something else. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. Bye.